Well, my name's Jonathan Krohn. I wrote the book Define Conservatism, subtitled For Past, Present, and Future Generations. And I'm here to talk about not only just my book, but to talk about conservative principle and the difference between conservative principles and conservative policy. Because there's a very distinct difference. If you don't have a principle base, your policies don't mean anything. They're just your own, going by the seat of your pants ideas.
And where do you see, you said the book is past, present, and future. Where do you see, the Republican Party conservative going in the future? What does it need to...
Well, I think that, first of all, we saw a taste of what the Republican Party is going to be in the future when this stimulus bill came for a vote. Only 3 Republicans in both houses of Congress voted for this bill when it came for final passage. So I think that it's very important to understand that the Republican Party is going back to its conservative roots now. And I think that's going to be the Republican Party we're going to see in the future. I also think that the important thing to understand is that the Republican Party, if it wants to go to the future, there are a few parameters that it must that must happen if the Republican Party is going to stay conservative. Number 1, the Republican Party is going to have to give in to a belief in principle over power. They have to believe that it's more about my principles, and what the conservative belief is based on principle instead of what I want to do to get my party more power. That's been a problem with the Republican Party since day one. It's always been a problem with politics. It'll always be a problem with politics, no matter who you're talking to. But once you once you start saying that I'm going for the power, you become corrupt. Because as I've said before, when the government says I want more power, once they get that power, they'll begin abusing that power so they can get more power, and then the cycle starts all over again. That's the problem. If the conservatives can avoid that by believing in their principles, as I talk about in the book, respect for life, respect for the Constitution, less government and personal responsibility, they can believe in those 4 basic principles, then they'll be able to succeed very effectively in the future. So, and of course you've got the conservative movement also, most importantly, needs to remember that government is about the people and protecting the people and the people's rights, as set forth in the Constitution, and not about helping the people. That's never been government's job. That's a romanticized view of government, and that's a major problem with government.
Very good, very good. Tell me a little bit about, are you excited to be here? Who are you looking forward to?
I'm very excited about being here. I'm looking forward to see one of my favorite conservatives in government, Jim DeMint. I want to meet him. I've never met him before, but I'm going to see my friend Tom Price actually after the event's over on Monday. And I'm looking forward to meeting with him. We're going to have a good time, and we're looking forward to doing a lot of other stuff around here. Meeting people who we've never met before on Radio Row, and meeting hosts that we've never met before, meeting people at these booths we've never met before, meeting you, never met you before. So it's very good to meet everybody here, and it's very good to also be at this event with a great gathering of hardcore conservative people who understand the views of conservatism and understand principle over power.
There's a lot of excitement for it. I mean, I feel the momentum and the shift in the right direction for Republicans and conservatives too. So, is there anything else that you'd like to add or talk about, highlight?
I just want to say that the conservative movement has been formed on also a basis of history. It is not a view. In many ways, the conservative movement is merely an interpretation of history, in preserving what the founders wanted, preserving the Constitution, preserving what the founders originally said was the basis of government, where the government derives its just powers from the consent of the governed, not the other way around. And I think that is key to understanding conservatism. If we don't understand conservatism through the light of history, we can't understand conservatism at all.